Hi, hello everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, because this is our first meeting, I want to introduce myself. My name is Vinisa. I am the lecturer for the Introduction to Communication Science course. So we will study together in this course for one semester. And then I would like to welcome to the new student, the student of the class of 2021. Welcome to the big family of the communications programs in UMS. Good luck with the process and please enjoy your first year. So for our first meeting, actually we're not going to get into the core material of this course yet. There are two things that I think it is important to discuss before we start our material in the second meeting for the next week. The first is about the learning agreement, and then the second is about our study plan. For the first topic that we need to discuss in our first meeting is learning agreement. Learning agreement is like the rules of our course. As you can see on your screen, we have several points in here. For the first is student must join an open learning class according to the STAR class. So please recheck your class in your STAR account. And then the second about the account of open learning. Please write clearly your name and your student ID. For example, Vinisa/L100 blah blah blah. And then the third is our course will be held according to the schedule. You can check on your start. But if you can't access the material according to the schedule, maybe you have a problem, maybe you have a signal problem or another problem, it's okay to access as long as it's still in the same week. So in another words, before the next chapter material appears. And then the next point about the attendance. Our meetings are held 14 times, 7 times before the mid's, 7 times after the mid exam, and then we will close this course with the final examination. And then student attendance will be calculated from the completion of each meeting. So please make sure you access all the material in our open learning. There's several types of the material, like maybe the video like this, or maybe the PDF or the modules, or maybe you should comment according to the instruction, or you need to upload the task or the assignment as the given. This is our learning agreement part 1. Next, the learning agreement part 2, we have 3 points in here. For the first, about the final score. This is actually important thing, because maybe if you ever wondering how I can get A score, B score, or another score, actually your final score depends on 4 components. For the first is attendance. It means your completion, and then assignment, mid-examination, and final examination. But please be careful. Don't give your answer to another student, because if you did the plagiarism or another cheating with your assignment or your examination, you will get the final score E. So please honestly and don't take or give your answer to another student, or if you need to quote the references, please mention your source. And then the last things about if we have another condition, Other things that have not been regulated will be arranged at the later according to the policies of our study program and the agreement between you as a student and me as a lecturer. After we discuss about the learning agreement, I think this is the like an addition point about the attendance of permission in this course. I classified two permission in here. For the first is about the classes. If you miss your class, actually you don't need the permission, just access your material. And then the second about how if you have an emergency condition in the examination. Actually, I don't have the remedial exam for this course, but if you have the emergency condition, you can approve it by the letter from the hospital maybe. Please confirm with me via WhatsApp group a maximum of 3 hours before the examination. So that's all about the learning agreement. For the second topic that we need to discuss, we will discuss about the course information. For the first about the outcomes. As you can see on your screen, we have 4 outcomes in here. By the end of the course, you should be able to, for the first, understanding the definition and concept of communication, and then the second about the elements of communication, and then the third about the levels of communication, and then the last point in here is apply and understand about the intercultural communication and public speaking. So I would say that Introduction to Communication Science is like a basic course of our major program. So if you have difficulties in this study, I would say that you will get more difficulties in another subjects in our programs. So if you have a question, if you're confusing about the material, just let me know. And then the second, we will discuss about the course or learning activities plan. For our learning activities plan, I will divide it into 2 categories. The first category is one for the first meeting until the second meeting. It is before the mid-examination, and then the second category is the 8th meeting until the 14th meeting. And then for the first categories, as you can see on your screen, you can read the material from the first meeting until the 7th meeting in here. We will learn about the basic information of communication, like the definition, principle, competence, and then the elements of communication. And then we will learn about the specific or the details of the elements and levels of communication. And then in these categories, we have one assignment in here. In the 6th chapter, we have the analysis of the using verbal communication and non-verbal communication. And then for our course, we have 2 main references in here. For the first is from the Joseph DeVito. The title is Human Communication Basic Course. And then the second from the Terry Qual Gamble and Michael Gamble. The title is Communication Works 11th edition. You can check your references in the open learning activities. For the second categories, I only mention about the assignments and then the references, so you can read it by yourself. For the after the mid-examination, we have one assignment. This is the public speaking practice. So you should practice about the public speaking, but don't worry because I will give you the technically, and then the practice of public speaking before you practice by yourself. And then for the 8 until the 14th chapter, we still using the Joseph DeVito as references, human communication as a basic course, but in the 10th meeting, we have the Joseph Dominic, the dynamics of mass communication media in the digital age. So this is our course planning. But actually about the assignment, we have no detail in here because you know that we have unconditional condition in here. So maybe if we can get the offline class, maybe we will have another form of our assignment. So that's all our material today. We discussed about the learning agreement and then learning activities plan. If you have a question, please write in the WhatsApp group, or maybe you can use the open learning comments or the widget. So thank you for your attention. See you next week. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.